live now.
So you're going to do an intro, I suppose.
Okay, go.
A little bit of
Yeah.
intro. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll do that after.
Over to you, Trotter.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we were ready to go. Hey, what's good, everybody? Thanks again for joining us here at Cat Eyes. Tonight, James is going to go over some stuff that I also find very intriguing. We'll let him talk about that. Panel tonight, FPV, Cat Eyes, One Conscience, and of course, James. Yeah, so, I'll just let you take over, brother. Just go ahead, man.
Well, tonight I guess I'm going to take a little dive into what they call myth, which is giants and angels and the likes, and hopefully bring a little clarity to it. So what I did is I took a bunch of stills off Google Earth, and I'm going to present them here tonight. And hopefully, it'll be presented in a way that, is coherent and builds a bigger picture. Because on your screen now is the first picture I'm going to show, and you got to note that it looks like a bat, and it's kind of triangular. It looks very much like a bat. And what we're going to do is we're going to go looking throughout our world a bit, and this is near where I used to live, for more of this shape, this bat shape. In particular, the run of the wings, the whole span. Now, this particular bat shape, if you want to call it a bat or angel shape, is about 88 miles from tip to tip, the wingspan. Now, again, we see this, and we're going to see this over and over. Now, when the French sing about, and I'll give you the lyrics, Les anges dans nos campagnes, on attendait les de déchire. Well, anyway, the mountains sing back with the sound of glory for God and stuff. Basically, they're singing to these angels in the mountains, and the mountains, these, former soldiers of God, sing back the melodies and stuff, basically. Anyway, that's the song. But these are the angels they're singing to, and this is just one. This is in Amqui, Quebec. Okay, now we'll go to the next photo, and let's see, this button might do it. Okay, now, whoops, they're not well organized. Let me make sure I get them a little better organized. Oh, wrong window. Let me start again. Okay, well, sorry about that. There's like 25 photos, and it just messed up on me. Can we reboot this and start it again? I just want to get it right on one take. So just edit it out. Oh, we're live. Okay, that's good enough. Brainiac here. Okay.
Yeah, then after your presentation, if anybody has questions, you know what's up.
Let me try to open them as, I don't know what. It's not media, it won't take in there, I don't think. I just need something to, put a, what do they call it, a carousel. I just have to do a quick presentation like on, what do you call it there? Just
a slideshow of some kind. Yeah.
Slideshow, that's right. And I'm not even organized for that. Let me try to calm down and figure what I'm going to open this stupid stuff with. I don't know what.
I think open the top one. Just open the top one, and then when you cycle
that's an idea. That's
go on after the other. Yeah. Try the first one. It might work.
14. Let me go to big images. It's one way to make it happen. Okay, so we were, I guess, there. Okay, no, this is another place in Quebec. Well, that's Aquasamo. That's the same one or a different one, but I had too much garbage in it. So not this one either. We'll make it to it. Okay, back to here we should start. Wouldn't be too bad. So we saw the one in Amqui, which is just north of here, up in Quebec. We can still see it in the top part of this picture. Now that bat shape had like 88 miles between wingtip to wingtip. This bat tip is a lot bigger wingtip to wingtip. And truly, things just get beyond, you know, far beyond this. But again, this is the same thing as the smaller angel you saw in Amqui. And they're even smaller and smaller and bigger. Okay? So now we see that there's more than one of these around. So, and it's not really a natural formation, or at least it shouldn't be, or they would have taught about it in school. But anyway, we see one here in Amqui, and trust me, there are many others, and we will see more. So let's move on to the next one, which should happily be this one. Now, the construction of our world. Now, if you remember that angel shape, now, the wings, they had tips that measured back from the head of the angel to somewhere, forming roughly, you know, pyramid. The wings stretch back and cover a certain distance, and this is the front of the wings. Here in this picture, this is where the head of the angel should be. But it seems to be gone. These are like vessels, and if we zoom in a bit, we can see that it's not a natural, it's certainly not a volcanic rock formation. It looks a little more like when you're doing anatomy class and you have a cross section of a bone or something living. You have a tougher material on the outside with, you know, medium and then softer in the middle. These, I think, were blood flow, like an arterial vein and a return. I'm no doctor. I don't know. I'm just looking at patterns here and construction, okay? Now, these patterns repeat over and over and over. It don't matter where you are. It really, really don't. We'll go to the next one. Again, this is Alunca. It's the same one. We'll move over one. Okay, this is another stretch of beach down in a place called the Skimanak, not far from where I live. Again, you have that head of a thing, a stretch going back. The head should be around here. It goes back. The wings, and again, these angel wings are spread. They didn't just fall there in order like this. They're spread and they're placed there. And again, we may not see it too well, but here you see some bumpy formations and stuff. And sometimes it looks like you're seeing lips, a head, eyes, and even noses. Well, it's not because you think you're seeing them, you are. These angel wings were covering the bones of the fallen in the Battle of Armageddon. And no matter where we go, and if we work our way in from a coastal plain to the foothills, quote, this is what we'll find. We'll find big toes, big skulls, entire bodies that are blanketed layer after layer, covered with these angels. It's no accident. We are walking on angels. Those angels basically died. God came in and reconstructed everything, made the lands and the masses, including Africa and all these places, after the battle. And well, we'll keep on going on. Again, we can start with, in Alberta, Canada, we have what they call the Guardian of the Badlands. Now, they say that this formation is natural, that volcanoes and other stuff, you know, are responsible for this, or just weathering and natural erosion and all this stuff. But if you look carefully around his eye, you'll see there's a discolored rock. Well, that's softer tissue. And some of it was like calcium in his spine. And that's why it's a different color than the bone and other stuff. It's part of his circulatory system. But these are real lips of a giant. His head is 1 mile by 1 mile. And he's kneeling. He's been placed after death, facing in an exact direction, kneeling and in a praying position. Well, praying, just noble, dignified position. So we'll move on. Now, they claim this is a natural formation. Now, I've yet to see a volcano that can design a human arm attached to a naturally formed like human head, but if we move on, I think in this one, okay, we're lower down on the native Indian head, okay? This comes down. This is the front of his leg. This is his knee going back around. And this is the warrior's foot and heel. Now, that is one amazing act of a volcano to erupt a native. Now, not only do we see his foot all the way back to his ankle. Now remember, his head is 1 mile high and 1 mile by 1 mile. If you look closely, we can see an arm and his hands. And the next photo is a close-up of that section of this volcanic extrusion, natural erosion, and Big Bang. So let's go look at what natural erosion, Big Bang, and all that other stuff can do. Volcanoes can produce a thing that looks like a perfect human with a headdress on, sitting and kneeling in a position, and extrude an arm and a wrist and a hand and fingers too. That is one amazing volcano. But now, this is all natural, according to Quackademia. I say this is not natural. This is designed. This was done ceremoniously. These people were well respected for what they did. I think this is a close-up of the foot or knee. I forget what I was doing there. Yeah, his knee going back to his foot, just to get a better shot of the ankle bone and the kneecap and everything. But this is actual human being. This is the bottom of his foot. You can see where, well, bones or cartilage have eroded instead of, you know, softer spots or harder spots, whatever the case may be. This is his foot. This is his knee. And that was a living, breathing giant at one point in the past. And he fought. He died. And he was treated with great respect. Now, this is a more aerial view of the same native with his whole body more or less in view as it is, so that this was that row of, I guess, gas pipelines or whatever they got going there. But you can see that down in front, he's sitting comfortable. He's kneeling in front of, or positioned, you know, looking out to the west, actually. But he's not alone. He's there in good company. Now, on the ground here, you see a bunch of squiggly lines. Well, it's not just someone who came in and made squiggly lines. Some of them are actually place markers for these warriors and tell you the position that they're buried in. Here over on the side, you can see some toes and a foot coming out. They've been eroded a bit, but coming out underneath of those, you know, angel wings are the extremities, the fingers often, the toes. Now again, you know, the term foothills. Oh, it's not a toe, it just looks like one. Next time someone tells you that, maybe tell them to blow it out their stupid, lying, ignorant ear. Because again, just down from the Indian head, there's another person lying. You can actually see, in a way, a bit of the outline of his body behind there. And there's more stuff under him. These are stacked and stacked and layered and layered. Okay? So we see there's someone else here. There's more toes, feet. When you count, there's usually 5 toes to a foot. So unless volcanoes and extrusion is like, volcano can count, and has extruders on its eruptions, these weren't made from natural weathering or other phenomena. Now, this next one is, again, angels and wings. Now, I don't know why I did this one. Okay, you see in the eyes in the very middle here? Again, the angel wings were like the Shroud of Turin for all of these people. And here is in the Badlands of Alberta. You can see where they started at one level and they moved back and back and back and raised. The farther back you go into the foothills, the higher they are in the Badlands. That's because they'd lay down one layer of soldiers, cover them with angels, lay down more soldiers on them, cover them with angels, lay down more until that area was done. So that's what you're looking at there. The ceremonious way of you know, treating the dead after the battle. And again, you know, there are other ways of seeing it without even seeing that triangle in the geometry. I forget where this is, but it's still somewhere out in Alberta, near the Badlands, same general area. But here again, we can see toes. These are toe prints. These prints were probably made when someone doing the job at the place stepped, because these are indentations. They fossilized as indents. That was someone working there. So that's probably why I took that. But the same basic idea. Here at the side, we can see a face in the ground from this aerial view. No matter how bad they skew and try to hide stuff and blur it, which they do. You know, now if you have the right eyes to see them, you will never stop seeing them. When you look at a map, when you quote anything, you'll see them all the time. And like I say, if someone wants to tell you that with all these like veins and arteries and tendons and 5 toes per foot in most instances, and hands and fingers and faces are all freaks of nature and just oozing lava, I mean, someone's not teaching you right. Now, here again, that deltoid and the bat, this is the Baja Peninsula, California. It's not erosion. It's not wear and tear. It's an angel been put there. And again, angel after angel is used in the construction of all the shorelines, all the coastal plains. It don't matter where we go. Now, this is up in Norway and, way up north. Again, this looks like just a bunch of rocks with some white on it and stuff, but those are probably tendons and other stuff that, fossilized a different color. But these are basically, well, toes. And these are more toes of something. That's probably not the best shot, but, just to give the idea, I think one has, again, this is up north, but we get to see the batwing. Well, at least we see bat design from node to node and whatever. It's just there. We'll have a better one, hopefully, around here. It's all the same once you've done it. Again, I started from the end of the angel's tail and tried to measure the wings to the last node on the wingtips. And again, the whole coast is made by placing an angel and burying giants and titans. And now we've seen some 88-mile wingspans. We've seen over 100-mile wingspans. There are wingspans that go well over 1,000 miles on angels. Now, probably don't recognize it from there, but this is Africa in the south. Now, again, measuring from, the angel's head is actually up here, but measuring from there to those two wings, or the head is here, but the tail is way farther back, okay? But from tip to tip, that's one angel with their wings spread. One angel. So it actually only took a few angels that died at Armageddon to make the coast. There were angels that big, and almost any size was there, but it's colossal giants that were at battle. And that sort of brings us to, giving this a little, it's sort of hard to see, but this is a giant bust. There's the face, the nose, the mouth, the eye, the chin coming down around the chin, sculpted straight. It's a bust. Going up around the back of the neck, around the back of the head. It's 4,600 miles, more or less. And it's a sculpted image, I really believe, of the Almighty. There's another thing, I don't have a picture of it, but there is an island that he made for us to go and look upon him. So the myth that, if you looked into God's face, all this, all that, you tell them to blow it out their ear. There is a place to see the Almighty. That about sums it up. And that's how our mountains were made. And our cities. Okay, I don't have the picture, I'll do one later, but basically from the Gulf of Mexico to the Great Lakes is one angel. So I don't know how many feet tall that is. It's over 1,000 miles tall. And that's the body, not the wing spread. The wing spread is over 2,000 miles. And I have no doubt that when these things flew, it was like thunder. I mean, you hear a Canada goose go by, you hear this kind of grinding sound and little noise. But we're talking angels with 1,000-mile wingspan. Because it's one angel that goes from the Gulf of Mexico to the Great Lakes.
Do you look into Age of Disclosure and Mud Fossil University? I think it's called.
Yeah, this I've watched his videos. I watched them a few years back. I didn't know what I know today, and I wrote him. So at least he's got le plus à l'oreille for this. And I hope he takes a look. I hope a lot of people take a look. It might seem a little like, abstract to say that a rock on an island, our Creator left it there for us to see. But I mean, he built it and that's his calling card. And he left, similar markers, just sort of like test runs of this final, cameo all over.
The guy from Age of Disclosure or Mud Fossil University has stated that there's DNA found in these rocks.
Absolutely. They're living. We're talking about God. If he needs to raise the armies again, he can raise them. They're not dead. We're on a living earth. We're walking on angels. Just try not to forget that. I mean it. We're walking on angels. Every grain of sand, you wouldn't believe it's probably not sinking in what I'm saying. We're walking on angels that are burying or covering and blanketing like a holy shroud the titans that fought for us to be here in the first place. I don't know if it's sinking in. Like I say, I'm so sick of spinning balls and false science and all the nonsense. Let's get it right. This is a proof of creation. Call it what you like, bury your head in the sand. It don't matter what you do. I'm good with it. So that's like Roger over and out there. So, take it or leave it and judge it for yourself. But,
FPV, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I've been looking at it myself. Not the detail Jimbo has. I've watched a few other guys' videos. And I've seen that one with the DNA sample, and Jimbo showed me one of a giant, and you could see parts of the rib showing through the rock. yeah, it looks it's there's something there. I know there's something there. And when you look at landscapes like we do a lot in Google Earth, you start jumping out at you. I've got different ideas of what causes it than Jim. I'm not going to debate Jim on it. We'll all have different perceptions of what we're seeing. Well,
if I ever get
not what we're seeing,
Earth,
but
we could actually
what's
do because I hate that, Google Earth. It won't work for me. I can't podcast with it. I can't do anything with it.
It's not designed to work.
Oh my. But, if I could actually get something to work, it'd be a lot easier to do some of this stuff.
Yeah, I keep doing it, Jim. It's interesting. It is. There'd be a lot of people.
There are
interested in
times.
this.
I mean,
and they're everywhere. You've
They are
got mountains. You're going to see something there.
If you have the eyes to see them, if you're alert and don't believe that it looks like a toe, no, it's not, and you stop there.
Now, my theory on it would be, if you want to hear it,
yeah, sure.
It would be knowing this angelic technology and how it doesn't harm humans or living beings, for that matter. When they die or laid to rest in the ground, there's a very good chance, because it recognizes this human DNA and it's not supposed to be harming it. It's kind of, I'm trying to figure the word for it, like radar mapping around it, and this is causing magnification of the shape of the being.
Yeah, I don't know about any of that. I'm just saying the layout and what I see. I can't go into growing rocks and other aspects of it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. How it grows.
Yeah, that's really
okay.
beyond. That wouldn't be in my expertise.
Yeah, I see what he's saying.
I like to be tangible.
Yeah, no, I'm just speculating that it would, over time, it would magnify more and more that shape.
Well, I believe they're still alive, and we should be leaving them alone. We have no business, drilling and sucking their oils out and drilling their marrow and trying to find precious stones, and their gallbladders and other stuff, because they know that's what they're doing, So I don't know. I can't say that's exactly what they're doing with every one of them, but I mean these are the titans, I don't know.
It's probably the best word for it. Yeah, the titans, because they do stand out among the crowd, don't they?
Apparently, I mean.
What's your thoughts on it, one?
I was just, honestly thinking, what a new perspective this would put on earthquakes if Jimbo was accurate on what he was saying. I can definitely see the different shapes in the earth. I look at it a lot also, and I had taken several photos already thinking, these look like faces, and kind of dismissed it.
Because you're trained to, so am
I. Right. We as humans, and it was pointed out to me even just recently that we as humans see faces in things, but there are a lot of faces if you go looking through the earth. There's a lot of different shapes and
toenails,
animals, and lots of weird things, So there's got to be something to it. They're not all natural formations that look.
No, volcanoes with 5 toes and toenails? No, not in volcanic extrusion. Because anyway, I mean, really, what the hills are alive.
Looks like it's covered in veins. I mean, if you zoom in areas, the earth itself looks like it has veins running through certain areas.
If you think of it, if you look at the run of the veins, they'll follow the patterns of, more or less the wings of these angels.
Yeah, when we were talking about yesterday, I asked you, what's the correlation with some of the ley lines and these PowerPoints with some of these alleged titans now? Like, how does that configure into everything now?
Well, at one of the Aztec Nazca sites, there's an angel at the center point of where a lot of the, plates and antennas and other stuff go, right at its head. So I don't know. Like I say, they seem to be extremely well organized. This is like I say, I see it as construction. I know what I'm seeing. These continents and islands and everything. You look at islands, you'll see that bat shape. You look at, those nodes. It repeats everywhere. That's not natural. It's not a natural design, If you keep that idea of that angel shape when you're looking at maps and stuff and zooming in now on Google Earth, you're gonna start seeing more and more stuff. Like, believe me, there are tons of bodies and they're piled on each other. It's not easy to understand. It's like, you know, looking at 6 or 8 people on a playing what is it like there where you do the X and O and, you know, Twister or something. I mean, it's a complicated, but you know, some of them are really well defined. Some of them, but you know, once you start seeing them, you'll see more and more toes, fingers, arms, everything. Even when they're laying down, you'll see the ribs. You'll see, you know,
Yeah,
a puddle in the middle where the stomach was, and all kinds.
Pull
of
up Italy again. Remember, we were looking at Italy, and Italy looks like a fish or something.
Yeah, but again, this design, however it works, you know, God was able to make anything, anytime. So, you know, I mean, like I say, if he needed, I know it, and people probably think I'm crazy to say it, but if he needed an army to come back, he could, in a flash, bring back Titans. I don't doubt it. It's serious business. If you knew the size of the demons that could come at us, 1,000-mile high or 1,000-mile wingspan demon, oh, you want to have something big on your side, right? But no, I mean, it's big. Whatever, you know, is out there protecting us is bigger. That's our creator. And we do have enemies. And I'm kind of glad he's there. And again, like you say, more and more information comes out, the flatter and flatter the earth gets. Again, you know, it'll still be a ball tomorrow, even after 1,000 films like this, 1,000,000 proofs, because the system has to quell it. So I don't know what's going to break it free, you know, because you can deny anything. And, you know, like I say, it's a programmed in response often that, you know, well, instead of saying, you know, explore it deeper, you know, because explore everything deeper. Because if you don't, well, I don't know, you're just shutting down. Nothing can ever tell the whole story. It takes a part here and a part there and a part there, you know? So this is only a little part. It's just saying, maybe to people, these things are real, that the giants were real. They're buried all around you, all around you. You can't see them? Yes, you can. If you won't see them, that's a different story.
We have these Titans running around. This realm is even a lot bigger than any of us can even imagine. We can't even like fathom how big this realm is.
I've heard of a few
existed. Well, how big is this realm? I mean,
well, just about our own world, because let's face it, we're making a mess here. God ain't gonna want us making a mess somewhere else, right? I mean, before we go anywhere else, we got to clean up our own crap, right? Doesn't that make sense? You know, and he's you know, I mean, really, if they're fighting to get to a new area, I mean, maybe because they're not supposed to be or don't have permission to be there yet. You know, I don't know. It's all speculative, but I mean, I'm not worried about other realms. Not for squat. Really, 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 really. I'm glad they're there. I know they're there, but that's not the point either. You know, I mean, you're talking about other realms, and 99% of the people are still on the ball. Where are you gonna go? Are you gonna visit another realm like that? Job's not done. I just don't know. You know, there's no focus. There really is no focus on this place. Why worry about somewhere else till we're done with here? And we're not done with here. I don't know. It's just like, for me, I can only do so much and hope that, you know, eventually this and this and this and this will add up to a bigger picture, and that, you know, everyone combined can help crack this nut. And, you know, the nut to crack is really just the programming and the brainwashing of this ball cult. You know, I don't know. They have everything programmed in to frick up what we're doing, whatever way, you know. It just, I don't know. Maybe I just don't know. That, like I say,
so this is going to be
keep fighting.
Definitely. This is going to be a future release, then, Jim. You're going to highlight more of these and show them in Google Earth and give them the outlines they need.
If we keep them short, they'll get more views.
Perfect example there that you've got on screen there. You can't, you know, there's no denying what that looks like, is there?
No. And who makes a sculpture that's 4,500 miles around the base? Not many people. You know, I mean, you know, but you know, that's no accident there either. You know, I mean, I don't know what to say.
I think everyone can relate to that research, Jim, definitely, and it's definitely worth pursuing.
Yeah, like I say,
you know,
I like Christian people. Usually they're very reasoned and they already know God created the world. It's easier for them to see stuff because they know it's true already, you know? And they do see some signs of it. So, I mean,
James, what got you interested in the Titan narrative?
just more of these one after another freaking accidents, you know? I had the shrimp that's 1,000 feet long. So years ago, what got me interested? I don't freaking know. But anyway, it's just I haven't been getting much sleep lately, and I'm tired. And so please forgive me for seeming curt or short or stuff, you know, because whether it's this or another, just type of take a look at it presentation, I just hope that people judge for themselves and dig deeper for themselves if they choose, They don't want to know, they don't want to know. But I mean, when you start seeing things a little different and this regularity, of these, what I call angels and where they're used and how they're used. Anyway, all this stuff, it's a pattern of, anyway, it's not Big Bang, it's not big blowout. Look, we have huge metal plates, a schematic decoded of God's Son for us. Still not good enough. We have an image that, in theory is God's image. We have a place, an island in front of it where God built for us to go visit it. But no, that's still not enough proof. We got giants and titans and angels that anyone can see. Oh, it's still not good enough because you might look at a mountain range and see a face. Yeah, but you see a toe, that's not a toe. And that's programming. You're brainwashed if you stop there. So please look farther and then just keep going. And I don't know. No, the Big Bang got to go. These
no doubt. Yeah.
Nasty ballers and their psychic and just vampire-like existence got to go.
Open your mind, guys. Open your mind, guys, and watch our shock and awe video. It's in Cat's Eyes playlist.
Get rid of the bullshit. God made it flat. 4 corners, and that's all there is to it. Those plates are flat, thousands of miles long. They're flat, And for me, it's over. I get angry because I'm going to be spending thousands of dollars trying to prove to idiots that this fucking place is flat and made by God. I'm sorry. I'm going to bail before I, have a heart attack. But be good, everybody, and get out while the getting's good. Well, nobody in the whole panel don't hate me after this or something, but I'm just gonna go because I just get too passionate about stuff, and it's my fault too because I want things to go too fast in a sense. I need a break. I just like it to say, one day say, well, anyway, it just don't happen no matter what, and it just gets tiring. Anyway.
It's all good, Jim. We know where you're coming from there.
Okay, yeah. I'll enjoy it. It's wonderful.
Your mind's exploded.
Enjoy. It is exploding. That's the problem. Yeah, it's going wacko. Enjoy, everyone.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
Oops, he left already.
You can. Well, it was just a short introduction to his work anyway, so you can end it now if you want, Cats, and just start another.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted him to go over the sun and how it goes over the square map and whatnot, but it's all right. Some people
that's not related to what he's showing here. So that's what I'm saying. Start another, and we can chat about that in the next one if you want.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, you guys will. I don't know. We'll shut this down and then maybe start another one. Cats, is that what we're doing? Shout out to everybody in chat, Cats or
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody there. I don't know who's out
Hello,
there.
everybody. I'll tell you. Let me see. Hold on. We have Tommy, Angel Raven 44. We have Des. We also have Tesla Apple. And we have Mrs. Tesla Apple. We also have one, of course. And Pearson. Luke is here. That's it. Alec was
Alright.
here. We also had Unique Unity was here.
Yeah, that-
Ziprox
Excuse me?
Proxy was here too. Trying to figure out more. But anyways, thanks everybody for coming. We'll start a new hangout. I don't know how long more. But we are starting a new one. Thanks for coming and hope you join us in a little bit as well, everybody. And also thanks for your support. Angel, Reverend, thanks. So,
Yeah, thanks everyone, and we'll catch you in a few minutes when Kat starts another.
okay.